Welcome to Faking It. I'm Cookie, and I'm here to ask the weird questions that no one else is especially compelled to ask. Couple quick words before we jump into the game. And yes, you can skip it if you're in a rush. During each round of play, each of you is going to be sent a task to your device. Like, raise your hand if you've ever farted. But one of you will get nothing. And that person is the faker. Everyone wants to figure out who the faker is, and the faker just wants to blend in. When you hear the go sound, you either raise your hand or not, depending on whether you've ever farted before, which you have. And the faker just has to fake it. After that, everyone votes on their device who they think the faker is. If everyone picks the correct person, the faker is caught. But here's the most important part. Fakers, if you're caught in a lie, if you raise your hand when you really should have kept it down, lie, cheat, deny, come up with whatever story you have to throw other players off the scent. Be the faker. Some of the tasks will involve raising your hand, or pointing, or maybe making a weird face. But there will always be a faker, and you'll have 3 chances to catch him. Oh, one more quick suggestion before we get going. It's important to be able to see each other, so if possible, consider sitting in a semicircle or like small lines facing each other. Whatever works best while still feeling comfortable. Let's start with Hands of Truth. It's an easy one, just like we saw a minute ago. Everyone's going to get a task that involves raising your hand. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. The task was, raise your hand if you have ever had stitches. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. You can change your vote if you change your mind, by the way. The faker can only be caught if the vote is unanimous, so do your best to come to a group consensus. One last chance to catch the faker. Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now. And the task was, raise your hand if you still have your wisdom teeth. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. The votes singled out. Well, at least you were all wrong together. And what will our next task category be? Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. I guess I have to do everything around here. It's going to be face value. Everyone's going to get a task that involves making some kind of facial expression. Maybe a weird one. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. This was the task. Make the face you'd have if your job relocated you to Cleveland. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. By the way, silence helps the faker, so don't forget to get everyone talking. Everybody voted for. You all got together and chose the wrong person. Last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your second face value task to your devices now. And the task was, make the face you'd make if you went through puberty in 3 seconds. Vote for the faker now. Everyone suspects that is indeed the faker. It went right down to the wire. It's category picking time. Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be subjected to. Number pressure. Everyone's going to get a task that involves holding up a number of fingers, probably from 1 to 10. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task, hold up as many fingers as hours since you last pooped. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. In case you didn't know, you get points for voting for the faker even if no one else does. And the prime suspect was... Group mind steered you in the wrong direction. This is your last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your second number pressure task to your devices now. And the task was, hold up as many fingers as you want on your left hand. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. All the votes went to... The faker has been found. Better late than never. Okay, time to pick the next category. Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. Hands of Truth. Everyone's going to get a task that involves raising your hand. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, raise your hand if you've seen any of the Chipmunk movies. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. And everyone voted for... You all ganged up on the wrong person. Last chance to catch the faker. Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now. The task was, raise your hand if you have an active Tinder account. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. And the votes were for... Ah, yes, you caught the faker. Just in the nick of time. Okay, it's time for the last round. Text you up. I've sent 2 questions to each of your devices. Type in your answers for both and then hit send. Now, the faker has 2 questions to answer as well. They just have slightly different questions than everyone else. So good luck, faker. Time's almost up. Hit send now. Let's see everyone's answers to the first text task. The best month to take a vacation. Vote for the faker now. Everyone voted for. Collectively, you all made the wrong choice. One last chance to catch the faker. Let's see your second batch of answers. A country you know nothing about. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. And the prime suspect was, you all ganged up on the wrong person.
Wake up! Wake up! Welcome to Trivia Night, a gauntlet of pain and judgment. But don't worry, it's still a pretty chill night, you know? I'm going to ask you a bunch of trivia questions. If you get a question wrong, you have to fight for your life in one of my super fun mini-games. If you do badly in the minigame, I'll kill you. But don't worry, ghosts can still win the game. When one player is left alive, we'll go to the final round where the living and dead compete to see who can escape first. There's still time to take your seat as an audience member. Sit back, relax, and maybe die. What else? Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting key information that would help you stay alive. Oh well, let's just start. Okay now, first question. What category are the yellow cards in the original Cranium? Use your device to answer the question. Time's running out. And the correct answer is... who got the question right? The rest of you, I have a surprise for you. Welcome to the killing floor. Word time! Use letters to spell the longest word you can before time runs out. Just ignore any blood on the letters. Don't be the person with the shortest word or you'll regret it. Get to it. By the way, the letters don't have to be touchy. And don't forget to press submit when you're done. Let's see what you did there. Bad spelling is unacceptable. This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. And boo! You're a ghost. But don't worry, ghosts love trivia party games, so you're still in this. You haven't lost or anything. I'd take a picture of you, but I know it turned out poorly. Here's the early scores, and yeah, this is about what I expected. Here's another one. I just need to justify all the bad things I've done over the years. How often does Mars go into retrograde? Who picked this one? The rest of you, let's go someplace fun. Welcome back to the killing floor. We're going to play the finger cutting game. It's easy and fun. Just choose one of your fingers to cut off. It's so easy. Just don't squirm. Commence cutting. That was a blast. A real finger blast. You know where I'm going with this. Here's the scoreboard again. I feel like you're getting the basic pattern of the game now. How about this? As far as careers go, being a serial killer isn't all bad. I set my own hours, and I get to wear jeans on Friday. But enough about my job. What does Rick Bayless do for a living? Who said? This one? The rest of you, let's play a game. Let's test your memory. Memorize the pattern. Alright, let's hide my toys. Oh, and before I forget, next to your shackled feet you'll find some comment cards and a golf pencil. If you could just write down what you liked about being held captive and forced to play for your life, and what you didn't, it would really help me get my TripAdvisor score up. So, what were we doing? Oh yeah, memory game. From left to right, what was the order of the colors? And if your puny brains can only remember one thing, don't come in last. Voila! Look familiar? How'd you do? It looks like you forgot what was at stake. Only one player left, but it's too early to go to the final round. You need to survive a little longer if you want a chance to escape. If you can somehow survive these next two questions, I'll give you a chance to escape during the final round. Let's try another one. How fast is the speed of sound? said this. Only a ghost got it wrong. Lame. Alright, next question. Which fruit comes in a Jubilee variety? Time's running out. And the correct answer is this. Everyone is wrong. You're in for a treat. It's time for some number fun. Answer as many math questions as you can before time runs out. If you can't get at least 15 right, you die. Let's get this math party started. Don't get crunched by the numbers. You're approaching the math finish line. This is gonna hurt.
Terrible tragedy. I'd steer clear of that old abandoned indoor skydiving facility if I were you. Rumor has it some awful things happened there. An eerie party game where people died for not knowing trivia questions. At least that's what the press release said. 3 people died. You hate to hear about
I'm Schmitty, and this is a little something I like to call Whiplash. Only one of you can win the game, but all of you have my respect. Most of you have my respect. Here round 1. You'll get 2 prompts on your device. Just answer them however you want. Your responses, or quips, will be pitted against someone else's, and everyone will vote on their favorite. You'll score points based on the percentage of people who prefer your answer. Have at it. Almost out of time. Use the safety quip button if you have to. Okay, it's time for some quiplashing. Number 1 on the list, a great line to use to insert yourself into any conversation. Okay, vote for your favorite. Next, a terrible thing to carve into a tree. Get to voting. Up next, a very hipster form of birth control. Put in your votes. That's it for round 1. Let's bring up the scoreboard. It's time for round 2, where all point values are doubled. That's right, doubled. Okay, I hope you all made me proud. The first prompt is the hardest class you can take at Clown College. Okay, use your device to pick your favorite. Next prompt. The next big craze for yuppies, bottled blank. It's voting time. Your next prompt is the weirdest thing to whisper to a ceramic doll. Vote now. Round 2 is now complete. Let's see where we landed. And now round 3, the last lash. This time you'll all be answering the same prompt. Fill in this comic. Everybody's in. Okay, in round 3, you get to award a gold medal to your top quip. Have at it. Okay, everyone, let's see who got those medals. Now let's turn those medals into points. That's all. Now for the final scores.